I've said this many times before, I'll just say it again, is the reason I'm good. Yes, I've had lots of experience. Yes, I've learned all the nuts and bolts of seduction. I've had lots of practice with the mechanics of conversation and how to touch people. But underlying all of that, the reason that I'm good at this is that under pressure, I'm able to, far better than the average person, hold my focus and my presence and stay there in the pressure. Need to be able to sit within pressure because the world is pressure. The world is exerting pressure in all directions on all creatures almost at all times. Right? So you are dealing with the stresses of the environment, the stresses of dealing with other people and their agendas and their own issues. You're dealing with the pressures that you put on yourself. Right? You're dealing with like work stresses, all of this stuff that we have to cope with in order to be able to function throughout the day in this modern world, require us to be able to sit in certain levels of pressure. And the people that are most effective in life and that are able to navigate the world and make it their oyster are the ones that can sit in all sorts of types of pressure and just be okay with it. Right? Because the alternative to that is retreating from pressure. And when you retreat, you start to box yourself into a comfort zone. Right? Remembering that comfort zones are dead zones. That some people manage to just retreat completely and they go and stay inside their house and they don't leave because they can't handle the pressure of stepping outside the door. They can't handle the pressure of somebody looking at them on the street. Yeah, and they become agoraphobic or paranoid. Right? And that's an extreme version, but all of us are guilty of that to some degree, where we don't hold eye contact, where we don't go and talk to that girl that we wanted to talk to, or if we do, the moment that there's any tension, we withdraw from it. Right? Whereas the guy that is a good seducer knows that he's going to step into the pressure of an unknown situation when he goes and talks to a girl and accepts that. Right? So that's what I know when I walk into an interaction. There will be some level of awkwardness or pressure around the situation because we don't know each other. Right? Two strangers meeting is awkward. Usually it's awkward unless you have this kind of cosmic click, which happens occasionally where you just immediately feel comfortable with somebody. Happens sometimes, very rarely. Most of the time there's this dissonance, there is this misunderstanding of what are the agendas and who are the people, and that's pressure. Right? Using your awareness meditation allows you to dissolve the way that you react to pressure. Right? Because usually when people come under pressure, they feel tension, they feel all these sensations in their body that they don't like, remembering craving and aversion, and so they have aversion to the feeling, and so they try to withdraw from the feeling, or they try to resolve it, express it by nervous movements, right? So by moving too much, laughing, nodding, talking too fast. These are expressions of us trying to deal with pressure and not dealing with it very well. And of course, if I'm jiggling around, talking too much and nodding and smiling and agreeing with the girl, she can clearly see that I'm not handling the pressure of talking to her very well, which, unless she's very kind, she's going to interpret as, okay, this guy's can't handle me. And that's the one thing that women want. Right? What do women want? They want a man who can handle them. That will mean different things for different women. But if you cannot handle the pressure of standing in front of her and being with her, then you can't handle her in the bedroom, you can't handle her in a relationship, you can't handle her moods, you can't handle her desires, so therefore she won't be with you. Right? It's a big misconception that what makes a man attractive is the arrogant, loud, overbearing, entertaining guy that's always putting out energy and ruling the situation. Actually, in my experience, girls mostly are interested in men that are more calm, collected, maybe a bit mysterious, and they can deal with situations around them. Right? The guy that's super arrogant and always in control, yet when something happens that doesn't go his way, he flips out. Right? So the waiter spills some water on his lap and he flips out, has an anger attack. Or he trips over and looks like a fool and then gets really angry and aggressive or really embarrassed. These are the moments where the woman sees, oh, that's what he's really like. Okay, he can't handle the pressure of looking a bit silly sometimes. He can't handle having his ego dented. All right, that's a man that's not going to be really fun to hang around with because life doesn't run smoothly, and no matter how smooth and in control he appears, the world will prod him and poke him and knock him over at times, and then if he can't handle it and he's going to become aggressive or sullen or depressed or reactive or blame her or blame the waiter or whatever, then it's going to be stressful to be around. It's not going to be fun, right? Girls just want to have fun, as Cyndi Lauper once wisely said. So it's important that you understand that the way that this meditation system that I've taught you is most applicable and will yield the most social benefits is by allowing you to have tools to deal with the pressure of life, and especially and specifically the pressures of dealing with women and dealing with socializing, right? I'm not the most vivacious person. I'm not the most social person, actually. I'm actually naturally fairly antisocial. I quite happily stay in the jungle here by myself, meditating and swinging a sword around or looking at frogs, I'd rather that than be at a party, right? So I'm not a naturally extroverted social person, but I am pretty much 100% comfortable being in any situation that I'm not used to, right? So I travel the world constantly. I'm meeting all sorts of people. I step in and out of all these environments that I've often never been in before. And even though I may not understand the social hierarchy, I may not even speak the language, I may not be well positioned, I may not like the music or whatever, I'll be able to step into a Bulgarian nightclub and be okay, right? It'll be like, okay, this is all weird, I don't understand the language, I don't know exactly how things work here, but okay, I feel, well, there's a bit of tension because I'm in an unusual situation. All right, I'll just dissolve that tension. I'll bring my awareness to my extremities and I'll start sensing, and I'll bring my awareness out into the world and I'll observe, okay, how people interact here, and I'll go and chat to somebody and get a feel for things, and then pretty soon I'll be in a flow and I will be proficient in that environment. That's the way I've managed to navigate throughout the world, from, you know, the most grimy underground scenes through to hanging out literally with royalty, and I'm okay in all of those scenes. I don't need to put on a different mask. I can just adjust to the vibe of the scene that I'm in. I can adjust to the communication style of the people that I'm dealing with. I can be all right with the fact that I don't get it, that I don't understand how things work here, or that I'm not cool here, or that I'm not connected here. Yeah. Whereas I might be super cool in one scene, here I'm a nobody. Okay, I can live with both those things because I'm always looking internally to see, all right, what are my reactions to this? Yeah, okay, there's a reaction coming up. All right, let's just watch it, allow it to dissolve, step back from the thoughts, step back from the emotions, step back from the physical sensations, chill the fuck out. I need to supercharge it a bit. Cool, I'll apply the abdominal breathing with more consciousness. I'll bring my awareness down into my belly and I'll stay with that, and then I'll direct my will and power, and then I'll step out into the world. Right? So in this way, you see that these meditation techniques are universally applicable to the biggest issues that you've had with your social life, with your sexual life, with women, and with your own self-esteem and the way that you perceive yourself. You start seeing, as you practice this more and more, there's so many more applications to this than just kind of relaxing. There's so much more to this than just trying to stop your mind buzzing so much. The applications of this are every single thing that you do in life. You can either do it unconsciously with unawareness, or you can do it consciously with awareness, and that one with awareness is so much better. Right? You will always move with more grace. You'll always have better things to say. You'll always feel more at ease with yourself if you're running meditation, this loose awareness of yourself throughout whatever activity you're doing, as opposed to trying to think of the way to make it perfect, trying to analyze the situation, holding tension, reacting. Those actions are never going to be anywhere near as effective or enjoyable as holding awareness. Right? So please try this out. Yes, it's great to practice meditation when you're listening to nice music and you're in a relaxed, calm environment, but it's most important when you're out in the stresses, the pressure of real life, because that's where you'll see the real results. The most common question that men ask me is actually not specifically about dating and seduction. It goes something along the lines of this: James, how is it that you are able to stay so calm, relaxed and centered even under high pressurized social situations? Now, I guess a lot of men presume that that's just my nature. I'm just a chilled out, relaxed Aussie surfer kind of dude. The reality being that I grew up being somebody that was highly stressed, angry and cynical. And I went through a long process of self-discovery to be able to bring myself to the calm, centered position that I am in today. How did I do that? In one word, it's through meditation. I went on a long journey, both internal and real, around the world, seeking out masters from ashrams in India, Shaolin Temple in China, and seeking out a whole bunch of different modern and traditional teachers of awareness, mindfulness, and very specific and powerful meditation techniques. For the last 8 years, I've been coaching men live in my programs around the world in these techniques, because it's my opinion that if you want to get good with women socially, and improve your confidence, then it's vital that you look inwards, not just projecting out into the world. I take guys through heavy and deep inner transformation during my live programs, where I teach them these techniques that I've distilled from all these masters around the world. Unfortunately, I'm only able to teach around 50 to 80 guys live per year, and so many men from around the world constantly contact me asking, okay, what's the best meditation technique? I know that it's something that is going to be useful for me, but I don't want to have to go and travel to the ends of the earth to find the right techniques. I don't want to get conned by charlatans, and I don't want to necessarily have to sit in a meditation retreat center for days on end to try and figure out what works for me. So what I've done over the last year is I've distilled and boiled down all of the most powerful, effective, and quite simple to learn techniques that any man can take and utilize for, say, 20 to 30 minutes per day to have a vast and powerful effect on his internal state, his confidence, and his ability to be focused, clean, and clear in his interactions. I call this the Martial Meditation Method, and I will be releasing this breakthrough product, which is a 6-week course, on the 2nd of December 2016. If you'd like to stay up to date with the launch as well as receive behind-the-scenes bonus material, then all you need to do is click the link below, put your email in, and I'll be contacting you immediately. The first thing that I will send you is an exclusive, powerful meditation technique which I originally learned from my master in Shaolin Temple many years ago. At the time, I was learning this technique to develop powerful martial arts applications, but over time I realized that it had a lot of applications for the man that was trying to develop himself socially and sexually. In particular, it allows you to focus your attention and your energy in a way that is clean and clear, rather than getting lost up in your head or giving in to anxieties and fears. It means that you can get focused, clear in your body, and transmit the message that you want to the women you're communicating with. Another very powerful benefit is that it allows you to gain control over your sexual arousal state. It's a very common problem that men don't last as long as they would like to, or as long as their partners would like them to in bed. This happens because you don't have control over your physiology, your body gets too excited and nervous, and therefore you lose it.